Well then, could we have seen the end of Alan St-Maximin at Newcastle United? He's put a statement out on Instagram yesterday, of course. You'll have all seen it by now. Very cryptic as usual. It wouldn't be Maxi if it wasn't cryptic, to be fair. But this does seem to be a goodbye. But we'll have a look at that. Have the new home kits been leaked online? We've seen on Twitter. I'll put a picture up later on in the show. There's something not quite right about the photos, but I'll explain that when we come to that section. Fun88 is staying on at Newcastle United as the official betting partner, and we are about to bring in another youth player to build up the academy, a 14-year-old from Port Vale, so we'll have a look at him in a bit more detail. This is the Daily News. Hi everybody, I'm Paul. Welcome to the Toon Review and of course welcome to the Daily News Show. Before we do get started, just like to say a big thank you to everybody who's recently subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much and a big warm welcome. But as usual, if you do enjoy today's show, guys, don't forget to give it the thumbs up. It is very, very important that we keep getting the likes through on the channel and it keeps us up there in the search results on YouTube. And of course, if you're new, please do hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. Come and be part of a brilliant community. And of course, the notification bell as well, which will let you know when we go live or we upload any future videos. Right, into the meat. And we'll start off with the headline on the bottom there. Is this the end for Maxi? I think it is. Personally, this is just my personal opinion on it. Looking at it and reading it a couple of times, he talks very much about Newcastle United and the fans in a past tense. Now, yes, he's done that before. You know, players do come onto Instagram or any kind of social media and thank the fans for the season, etc. This just seems a little more than that this time. I know Maxi's put cryptic posts on Instagram a lot of the time when he's been injured. You know, he's been running or running in the mountains pre-season and things like that. He's given us very strange messages, very cryptic ones. But this seems to be a bit more meat on the bone, if you like, as to what his plans are for the future. Now, we know a story broke yesterday as well regarding AC Milan. They're looking at a bit of £30 million reportedly to take him to Italy. Now, I've seen various people say the £30 million is a really good price for Maxi, and other people saying, you know, 40, 50 million quid. Now, I don't think he's personally, at the moment, worth 40, 50 million quid simply because of his injury record. And I think that's what a lot of teams will look at. Yes, he can be brilliant on his day. And I've seen videos recently of last season, the assists that he could have actually got, had we converted the chances that he set up, he could have been sky high with assists, despite his injuries. But I think, you know, we know he's very easily injured, and that will... I think that does have a bearing on his transfer fee, because teams will be looking at it thinking, do we really want to pay 45, 50 million pounds for a player who really struggles to see out a season or can't be considered a mainstay of the team for a season? It's unfortunate for Maxi because I think, you know, like I say, on his day, he's fantastic. But I think 30 million pounds... I'd probably snap AC Milan's hands off for 30 million quid for Maxi at the moment. Let's face it, we have got a lot of players that are going to be coming in. There's no doubt in my mind that this summer is going to be big for Newcastle United. I think all the fans are excited about what we could be doing in the transfer market. But with Maxi, he's always split the fan base, hasn't he? It's always been down the middle. Some people just want rid of him. Some people think he's a showboater. On the other flip side of that, some people think he's amazing. And he's got a really good connection with the fans, which he has. You know, he's always spoke highly of the Newcastle United fans. We can never say that Maxi hasn't been committed to Newcastle United, because he has. It's just sometimes it hasn't worked, but sometimes it has. And when it has, he's been magnificent. But for me, he's talking very much in past tense. You know, thanking the supporters for believing in him. Now, yes, you could say, well, that's just normal at the end of a season, a player thanking the fans for the support. However, he goes on to say that he's always tried his best to help the club. Tried. It doesn't say, I will continue to try and help. It says, I tried. Now, for me, that's a big word to use because that is very much past tense. And for me, that is a big giveaway of what Maxi's plans are for the future, or what Newcastle United's plans are for Maxi in the future. It may well not be down to Maxi. It may well be that Eddie Howe and his staff have basically had a meeting. They've decided that Maxi is probably best moved on. But we don't know that for certain. Again, it's very cryptic. He's entering a turning point in his career. So entering a turning point for me wouldn't be staying at Newcastle United. That wouldn't be a turning point. You know, you could say, you know, Champions League is a turning point. Yes, it wasn't expected at Newcastle United. But for me, again, entering a turning point would push me towards thinking that a transfer is imminent and a new start somewhere, because, you know, entering a turning point could be looked at as a new start, and it wouldn't be a new start at Newcastle. It would be something very exciting by getting into the Champions League. I won't forget the support I've had or I have received. That's another big one for me. Certainly not forgetting the club that he's possibly going to be leaving in the summer. He won't forget the fans. He won't forget the good times that we've had. And there's been quite a few good times with Maxi, you know, when he's really turned it on. And, you know, you remember the goal at Wolves last season before he got injured. You know, he has done a lot for this football club. And I know I've been very critical of him at times, and so have a lot of fans. But on the flip side of it, we have to look at also the very good things that he's done for the club. You can remember certain performances and think, yeah, Maxi really, really turned up there. But unfortunately for us as fans, you know, I'd have liked to have maybe seen him for another season. If I'm being openly honest, I think, you know, the better players that we're going to be bringing in the summer, I'd have been looking forward to seeing Maxi play with those players and see how he develops under playing with, let's face it, classier players than what we've got now. That's no disrespect to some of them, but we know that some of them aren't good enough for where we want to be as a football club. There is going to be players moved on as well, but I don't think it's going to happen. Just for what he said there, guys, it looks to me like he's going. But let me know in the comments. Do you think that is a good buy from Maxi? Do you think he's on his way? And do you think £30 million is a reasonable fee for him? Let me know. Now, the new strips. We've seen pictures come out on social media today, mainly Twitter, regarding our new home shirts. Now, I'm going to show you a picture here of the one with Bruno. Now, if you look at this, it looks very animated to me. It doesn't look like that's actually Bruno. It looks, I don't know what you guys think, but it looks like an artist's impression of Bruno. I know that's a bit strange, but it doesn't seem like that is actually Bruno in person. If you look very closely at it, it looks like a very animated drawing of Bruno in the new shirt. Now, for me, I would have expected it to come from Newcastle United if that was going to be the new strip. But on the flip side, if it is, I bloody love it. I really like this shirt. You know, I've seen a lot of comments saying it's a throwback to the mid-80s black and white, and it is. It's very nice, and I really do like it. So, you know, fingers crossed that this is it. But you've got to be very wary sometimes when these leaks appear, because you don't know where they've come from originally, and you're kind of thinking, you know, have Castores slipped up again? Have they, you know, announced a strip like they did last season, remember? But it wasn't, kind of thing. They took it down within a few hours. Has there been another slip up there? Or have the club given permission for somebody to release it? I would have thought it would have come from the club, because this has the new sponsors in and everything like that. So for me, I hope it is, because I really, really do like the shirt that we're seeing. I really do like it. However, I'm going to just be a little held back until there's an actual official confirmation. But let me know, again, in the comments, do you like it? Do you think this could be the shirt? Or do you agree with me and think it's a very animated Bruno there? And the other photos look the same, very animated. But hey, I don't know. These could be the new shirts, and if they are, I bloody love them. But let me know what you think. Now, Fun88 as well, they are going to be staying on at Newcastle United in, betting partner capacity. Of course, the Premier League now have said that, you know, betting companies are not allowed on the front of shirts anymore, which kind of signalled the end for Fun88 as it was. But they are now going to be the official betting partner of Newcastle, so they're still going to be around next season and beyond that. Now, Fun88 are a funny one for me, because, you know, they give a lot of tickets away, you know, through Twitter and things like that. I don't know anyone who's personally won them. Now, I'm not saying that they're just put it on Twitter and don't give the tickets away. I'd just like to know if there's anybody out there who's actually won tickets on Twitter through Fun88. But you know, a lot of football clubs and a lot of sports teams these days do have betting partners. So Fun88, we're already on board. I think that, you know, whatever the deal they've struck up with Newcastle United is certainly going to be better than what they had for the shirt, for the front of the shirts. I think they're going to pay more money for certain to still be around Newcastle United. Finally, a bit of transfer news. Now, I'm not going to go into too much transfer news on this show because Alex and Billy will be doing a transfer show tomorrow night. So do stay tuned for that one. That's going to be a cracker again. Some more names linked with the club, and Alex will be taking a deep dive into those. You seem to be really enjoying the transfer shows, guys, so do join Alex and Billy for that tomorrow night. However, a Port Vale youngster, an academy player called Michael Mills, he's poised to join Newcastle United on a deal that could rise up to £200,000. Now, we're talking about a 14-year-old kid here. He's a winger, but he's a massive talent. And again, this is exactly what I mean about Newcastle United going out and improving not just the first team, but the academy. They've got people in now who will be doing all sorts at the club. You know, people who will be looking after the academy. You know, Darren Eales and Dan Ashworth will certainly have a say in what goes on in the academy. They know the academy needs improving starting from next season. But they are also looking at the first team. There's got many fingers in many pies, guys, but we've got definitely the staff to do it now. And of course, we've got the funds to do it. Port Vale will be delighted if they can get up to 200 grand for a lad that's only 14 years old at the minute. But this is the talent that we're starting to look at. You know, Man City do that. They bring in kids of around that age to nurture them and develop them at the academy. And that's what Newcastle United want to become as well. So very, very exciting. But there you go, guys. That is the daily news. The main two parts of the news is obviously Maxi and the new strips. Let me know in the comments what you think, guys. But thank you very much. If you're watching this on Tuesday, there is a fan forum tonight at 8 o'clock with Billy. He will be bringing you the end of season fan forum. So give Billy your support. Jump on with him. Have a bit of a crack about Newcastle United, about the previous season, about the transfer window, and about where we're going next season. It should be a cracking show. Tomorrow night as well, we've got Alex and Billy with a transfer show. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I will be back on Thursday on the live shows. We have a 20,000 subscriber celebration show, which is going to be an absolute cracker. Loads of prizes to give away on there on Thursday night. So that should be starting at 8 o'clock as well. So a lot to look forward to on the channel, guys. If you have enjoyed today's show, please give it the thumbs up. Like I say, it really does help the channel, the more likes we get. And of course, if you're new, come and be part of this fabulous community here by hitting the subscribe button, which is free to do so, and also that notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload any further videos. But in the meantime, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.